Stars, Eddie Westfield in Santa Ana, California. And yes, we are proud to present a special night of high school football as we present the 45th annual Brea Lions North vs. South Orange County Football All-Star Game. Hi everybody, I'm Paul Higgins along with Dave Ball, All-American from UCLA, defensive end on his way to the San Diego Chargers. And we welcome Dave and all of you to KDOC TV tonight for a special edition of high school football. The North taking on the South. They lead the series 22-19 with 3 ties. And I know that you played in a similar game to this, Dave, up in Northern California. Your thoughts, how special is it for these young men to be playing in this game tonight?
Well, this is definitely a special experience. I mean, for most of these guys, it might be their last experience to ever play high school football again with some of their friends and some of their rivals from around the area. But for some, they're going to be going to good colleges, and they have a lot more football left. So all in all, they just want to have fun out here.
I think you're exactly right, and the coaches are going to have a lot of fun. And when you look at these two teams, how do you break them down? Well, the North will probably run the football a little bit more than the South. But, Dave, anything can happen in a high school all-star game.
Definitely, and if I was the coach of a high school football team right here, I'd probably throw a trick-em play at first play. I'd probably throw a gadget play at play 2. So look for the unexpected tonight.
Going to mix it up a little bit, and we want to let you know that this game is done for charity. The Brea Lions Club, they work extremely hard. We'll mention that as we continue tonight on the broadcast, but when we come back, we'll be joined by Bobby Higgins Plus. We will introduce you, give you a look at every single player on these two teams. It's a special night of high school football. Stay with us. The Brea Lions 45th Annual North-South All-Star Charity Football Game is being brought to you by Athletes in Motion Sports Television, providing Southern California with all high school sports coverage. For more information, visit aimsports.tv. Look for our season premiere of Friday Night Lights on August 27th at 11 o'clock p.m. on KDOC TV, and again on August 28th at 2 o'clock p.m. This is our regional high school football preview. We give high school sports the full coverage.
Hey honey, I ran into Caroline today at the school, and she has one of those new Toyota Sequoias that she got at Family Toyota, and I love it.
Really?
Not that we need a new shiny Sequoia, but the kids are getting bigger. And at Family Toyota, they make it so easy.
I've heard that.
Why don't we go to Family Toyota tomorrow and check it out?
Sounds like a good idea to me, Dad.
Why wait until tomorrow? I just bought it right now online at FamilyToyota.com.
Wow! FamilyToyota.com, the second happiest place on earth.
If you want to train like a pro, maximize your potential, dominate the competition, and take your game to the next level, well, the Cutting Edge is for you. An advanced training program for serious athletes is what the Cutting Edge provides. They train all levels, professional, collegiate, and elite high school athletes, utilizing state-of-the-art equipment, innovative methods, and current research to help athletes reach their potential. So if you want to be the best, you have to train with the best. Call the Cutting Edge now at 949-586-EDGE or visit them on the web.
Serving the entire Southern California region, Patio 2000 specializes in exceptional exterior architecture. Are you looking to improve your backyard and make it more inviting? Let Patio 2000 create the ultimate atmosphere and design your dreams. Patio 2000 offers exceptional gazebos, fire pits, patio covers, built-in barbecues, and bars, all customized for your needs. Experience the California lifestyle in the comfort of your own backyard.
This portion of the Brea Lions 45th Annual North-South All-Star Football Game is being brought to you by United Rentals of Long Beach. For a location near you, visit UnitedRentals.com. Hi, everybody, and welcome back. A special edition of Athletes in Motion's Game of the Week, the Orange County All-Star Game from Eddie Westfield in Santa Ana, California. I'm Paul Higgins, along with Dave Ball, and this is a gorgeous night for football. A little on the warm side. We'll see if cramps come into play a little bit later on in this game, but we do have a special one. The South will be in blue and the North in the white with the orange trim. Join us on the sidelines, Bobby Higgins.
I guess
biggest topic talked about coming into this game tonight is honor. An honor to be here, an honor for the coaches in recognition of having a great season, and an honor for the players to be considered all-stars and actually to play one last high school football game. Everybody I talked to said it's going to be fun. North coach Greg Gibson said, it's been a pleasure to work with 36 motivated players, and that's one aspect of this game tonight that he's going to take away with him. He feels the key to tonight's game, though, it'll come down to who learned their plays best, who blocks the right people on offense, and who lines up correctly on defense. They plan to run and pass the ball equally. South coach Rick Curtis feels their defense will set the tone. Their defense must keep it low scoring and create turnovers. He said the offense has been a little bit harder to prepare, but expect them to throw the ball a lot. Actually, they only have 4 or 5 running plays. So they plan to get the ball a lot to number 44, Jed Collins, and also their other receivers. And they even have 1 or 2 trick plays up their sleeve that they will use if need be. It's definitely going to be an exciting, fun game. Back up to you, Paul.
Thanks a lot, Bobby. You're looking at a special young man, Jed Collins, and I know they are fired up. Let us show you each and every individual in this game tonight as we take a look at the lineups, and we will start it off with the North. This is in no particular order because every young man is going to play, and the coaches, well, they're looking at their starting lineups as we continue. But you know, when you look at these two teams, you look at a bunch of high school seniors that have worked extremely hard in 4 years of high school. And as Dave Ball said, some of these young men will not play football again. So this will be their last football game in pads, maybe for a lifetime. So when we look at these two teams, you look at two teams that are pretty fired up. When we come back here at Eddie West Field, we will start this one off. It will be the North taking on the South from Eddie West Field in Santa Ana Stadium.
Located in San Juan Capistrano, J. Sarah High School is happy to announce that applications are now being accepted for the fall semester. J. Sarah is a private Roman Catholic high school, fully accredited by the Schools Commission of the Western Association of Schools and Colleges. To inquire about future open houses or to visit J. Sarah High School for a personal tour, please call 949-493-9307. J. Sarah presents an excellent opportunity for students looking to excel in academics. Visit or call J. Sarah High School today.
Hey, Southern California, Cerritos Nissan's got great deals for you this month. With over 700 brand new Nissans to choose from, Cerritos Nissan wants to make sure you don't miss out on their ultimate July 4th sales event. You can get incredible deals like the 2005 Nissan Altima 2.5S for only $159 a month for only 24 months. Give us a call right now or come on down because these deals won't last long. Cerritos Nissan is conveniently located in the Cerritos Auto Square. Take the 605 freeway, exit at South Street. Cerritos Nissan, we've got your deal.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Eddie West Field, getting ready for the kickoff as the North squad with Jeff Branson, the kicker, kicking 60-yard field goals in warm-ups. Going to kick off to the South squad. He'll kick off to Matt White and also Shane Verhagen out of San Clemente High School. This ought to be a fun one, and Dave Ball, I'm really curious on what these two teams are going to come out doing. And you mentioned something that I know that a lot of coaches like to do. You mentioned trickery, and we'll see if that unfolds tonight. And why not? Maybe we've got some flea flickers there or some hitch and goes, and we'll see.
First play of the game is always a nice place to do it, too.
Dave Ball out of UCLA on his way to the San Diego Chargers reports later on this month. And I'm glad to have all of you out there watching this special high school game, and you kind of get the chills for these players as they get ready to go on to college and some of them to go on to do even bigger things than football. And we're just about underway, and we are underway from Eddie West Field, and the ball goes into the end zone, and they're playing that you can bring it out. Now, you don't see that too often in high school, and what a laydown. Holy cow. And it was Verhagen going down, and the young
Looks
man.
like Brandon Barnes on the hit.
You got it, and you know what? He came up hard, and Brandon Barnes with the hit, and it will be Brandon Barnes getting up, so that's good to see.
Big hits like that are a great way to start off an all-star game. Little sparks off the helmet. Never hurt anybody, right? Everybody dust it off when you get back up, and you're all right.
Well, you mentioned it, and you mentioned that normally, you know, we'll see how this thing gets going on the very first play, and here's the very first play from the line of scrimmage. Number 14, Cole Bergquist. He is the quarterback, and a fine young man he is. And they're going to start off passing the football, and no surprise there, completed to Brad Walker, and Brad gets out of bounds on the 30-yard line, just past the 30-yard line. So they get out to a pretty quick start. Your thoughts when you take a look at this game, how long does it take to get over that first couple minute jitters?
Usually for me, I'd say the first play, but that first play I do not like as a defensive lineman because 3-step drop, you got to run to the ball. Usually the guy's already tackled by then you got to run back to the huddle and do it again. So
that's true. So first play of the game, they come up with a first down passing the football. Again, Cole Bergquist is the quarterback, and running play just across, maybe to the 30-yard line, just a yard on that. So the North squad in the white jerseys and the orange trim. And you know, Dave, I was telling you earlier, they normally play this game at Orange Coast College, and they would have started it a week ago. That field not ready yet because they're putting in Pro Turf. Have you ever played on that Pro Turf before?
Yeah, Pro Turf is good. I mean, it usually stays in great shape for the length of its life, and I mean, you can play on it 5 days a week if you want.
And that's a good thing for Orange Coast College, and that's
big
the
hits
hit.
by number.
Jed Collins catches the football. And
number 52, Sean Clark, is laying the pipe on people tonight, as well as number 4 was Brandon Barnes.
And you know what's funny is that if you look at Jed Collins, he'll be doing that on the other side of the ball when he gets to play a little defense.
Oh, definitely, a little two-side action.
So this brings up a 3rd down and long. Looking at the South squad as they came out with a first down on their first play. They got 11 yards plus on the first play of the game. Cole sets up underneath his center. And the temperature has dropped quite a bit, and he's going to go. He gets out of it. How did he get out of that? Throws to Jed Collins. The ball is incomplete, so they'll be forced to punt the ball away.
Great escapability by Bergquist on that play. Not falling down with the big man, scrambling around and not taking the sack.
You know, there's a good crowd that is here tonight, and the crowd continues to pour in. And so we should have quite a few people here, and it all goes to charity. And again, we'll tell you more about that as we continue tonight. And this game, of course, put on by the Brea Lions Club. And Phil Anton, who we'll talk a little bit later on in the second quarter, too, with Bobby Higgins. He does some hard work in this game, and they're going to punt the ball away. And a nice high arcing punt. Taken on the 35-yard line. The spin move going to his left is Drew Kavanaugh, and Kavanaugh stays up on his feet across the 40 to the 47-yard line. So now we get an opportunity to see a team that was going to come in and mix it up a little bit more. They said 60-40 on the run, on the pass versus run. What do you think? Is it going to be 60% running, 40% passing for these guys?
You never know with these types of all-star games. I just hope we see some more of these hits like the North Side's been putting on these guys.
So from the 47-yard line, pretty much just underway in the first quarter here at Eddie West Field. And they bunch it up in that wing tee, and that's a tough one. You never know who's going to get the ball. Everybody's shifting. They pitch it out to number 25, Osmus, and Osmus fumbles the ball, and the South said they have it.
You don't see too many times in the NFL where the quarterback pitches the ball and then leads as the lead blocker for these guys.
That is very true. And you see it one more time right here. And the ball just scooted away. How many times have you recovered a fumble in your career? Many?
Probably about, I'd say around 5 or 6 times.
Really?
I mean, play long enough, the ball just pops into your hands on occasions. Let's see if the quarterback will keep up his great blocking streak he has.
Second down, and the quarterback back there is Daniel Morales, and very good quarterback himself across the 50 inside the territory of the South squad in the blue, and still pounding it up close to the 46-yard line. So I think it was Osmus on the run out of Orange Lutheran High School, 6 foot, 220 pounds.
Down to the 46-yard line of the South. Gain of 4.
You know, we've been here since early this morning. I know the crew was working hard, and you showed up a couple hours ago, and you showed up in your shorts and your casual shirt. It was blazing out here, wasn't it?
Unfortunately, I brought my football pads. I wasn't able to put them on. There's some violations with that, unfortunately. But, yeah, just eager to see some good Orange County football.
That's right. And Morales has it. He does have some room, but can he outrun? And the ball goes out of bounds, tackling from behind. And that was just a great play defensively. And Zach Clark from Mission Viejo, who's played some great games for the Diablos, he put on some speed.
Definitely showing the closing ability on the old quarterback.
I was talking to you about this earlier, about the fact of when you go from a high school team and your senior year in high school to you go to a UCLA or a USC or even Ohio State, the speed of the game is different, but you also mentioned a couple other things. Can you share that with us again?
Definitely. I mean, as far as from my perspective, I was a defensive lineman, and I mean, it's not that much of a difference in speed because you're facing larger O-linemen they're fast, but they're not that much different. I'm sure it's different for a defensive back or a linebacker having to cover these extremely fast guys, such as number 2 right here.
Exactly right, and that is Drew Kavanaugh.
Drew Kavanaugh again. Nice catch over the middle, willing to take the punishment.
Yeah, exactly. Kavanaugh, a very good football player out of Villa Park. 6'4", 190 pounds, coming right across the middle.
Nice ball by Morales, leading him through traffic. Beautiful way to hold on to that rock.
What do you think? It was that double pump that got them a couple extra seconds there, huh?
Definitely.
Good look at Drew Kavanaugh, North All-Star, defensive back. Good-looking young man. First and 10, just inside 7.5 minutes to go in this first quarter. No score, and as we told you, the North leads this series 22-19-3. Now, you played in the Optimist All-Star game in Sacramento. How competitive was that? Do you remember
that? It was very competitive. I mean, in that series with us, we had, we had 3 guys from both of the North and South team that are on NFL teams right now. Yes.
Really?
And one of them is starting.
You remember who they are?
Rookie last year. Yes, Lance Briggs. He plays for Chicago. We had Ontario Smith plays for Minnesota Vikings, and I play for the Chargers. Hopefully.
Right. Yep, you will.
So, yeah, there's a lot of talent on the field.
And running to his own player and not being able to get around the corner is number 5. That's Brian Williams out of Western High School. And this is just working the kinks out. I mean, you're not used to some guys, and you can practice all you want, but it never unfolds really until you start playing in a game.
Yeah, I mean, until you get some similarity between quarterback and receiver, running the scheme. There's going to be a lot of fumbles early on. Hopefully they'll iron it out, stick them on their gloves, and be able to score some points. They're sticking with this double wing format, which I disapprove of. I would like to see spreading them out, getting major points on the field. But I guess that's what the Northern coach knows.
That's right. He was real successful, Greg Gibson, in his quest at a CIF playoff berth, in which Orange did this year, and that's why he is this past football season. That's why he was nominated Orange County Coach of the Year. And there goes Morales, and he picks up a blocker.
Big block.
Still on his feet.
Is that Jerome Bettis, 36?
Oh,
no,
man.
It's Ryan Fermento laying the wood on some other Southern player.
From Villa Park High School, Fermento, that was a huge block.
That is what we do not like to see on the defensive side of the ball, us getting hammered around out there.
Set this one up right here. How about this?
Big block. Morales scrambles like Vic does, getting his big block from big number 36. Ooh, sparks are flying off the helmets. Escapability by Morales.
Wow.
Takes about 5 guys to tackle him.
Ryan, how often do you see an offensive lineman wearing number 36? That confused the heck out of me. Well, here we go with a field goal attempt, and it's going to be about 43 yards, just shy of the 44-yard line. This one looks like it's going to be wide to the right. So the North, they threatened a little bit, but the South, they sustain on the threat. Started on their own 47, so they were working, Dave, with a short field, but they couldn't come up with too much going into the red zone.
Yes, both defenses look like they're putting the clamps down early. Hopefully they'll be able to keep some residual effects later on, stop the old offense.
I was excited to see Morales coming out of the pocket and running, and as you talked about the first play of the game, also he was blocking too. So the South, they come back with the football, and right away they hand it off to a young man that I watched a lot of football with, this Shane Verhagen.
Verhagen showing some quicks around the corners, being able to escape the claws of a Northern defender.
Ball advanced to the 29-yard line, gain of 9.
Interesting decoration on Verhagen's helmet.
What did you guys get an opportunity to do this too? Did you decorate your helmets with the other logos of the high schools?
We got to switch stickers and things like that.
Man goes in motion, and that's Matt Encinas.
Verhagen again.
Boy, Verhagen, he's a punishing back. He's a quick back.
Verhagen of San Clemente, the ball carrier, carries for the first down.
And when you look down on this field, Brad, and I know you walked on the field, it's a good-looking field right now. I think they've done a good job prepping for this, and this is a very busy stadium, too. Someday, maybe this stadium also, if the finances are there, will come up with pro turf, because when it comes November and December, and we do get a little rain here in Southern California, this field gets a lot of work, and it gets pretty worn out. But tonight is in spectacular condition.
Yes, the prisoners have done their fair share of making this field work from across the way.
Exactly. You don't want to get in trouble around here. Quarterback back to pass, Bergquist, and that ball falls incomplete.
Big hits. Defense is setting the tone tonight. I'm liking it. Brad Wagner laying the pipe.
But you know,
Verhagen.
You look at it. Verhagen goes to San Clemente, and Bergquist goes to San Clemente. So that's a good way of getting your offense going. Maybe you get a little thing going with a guy that you've played with a lot, and then it rubs off on the rest of the team.
Definitely. Quarterbacks and receivers from the same schools usually have a lot in common. Hopefully they'll be able to start a little something on this defensive side of the game.
2nd and 10. 3:43 to go in the first. Bergquist back to pass. Has a man, but the ball was tipped. And it looked like it was tipped by number 41. And that's Will Price. And with 3:40 to go, we've got a little break in the action. Bobby, what's going on the sidelines?
A few minutes ago, you saw number 3, Jeff Branson of the North team. He's out of Canyon High School, attempt the field goal. And when I spoke with Coach Gibson earlier this week, he told me that Jeff has been known to kick a field goal from the 50-yard line. So if they're in that opportunity again, they will go for it. And hopefully in the next time around, he will make it. And he said he's also really good for pinning teams deep. So keep an eye on him. Back up to you.
He certainly is, and that's a huge weapon to have, especially in a low-scoring affair like this one might look like it is right now. And still running from the South squad, number 6, Matagi, Anthony Matagi, huge running back out of Los Amigos.
Matagi out there keeping his feet churning, able to gain about 10 extra yards after the hit, and that's what a coach always likes to see.
Total run of 15 yards. Bergquist barely got it off, and then this young man does the rest.
You can't arm tackle this guy. He's too elusive.
Man, lowering his shoulder, and a good 6 yards, maybe 10 of that was all on his own after he got hit, and he spins and he just stays up on his feet. He's not going down.
Little Eddie George out there.
You got it. 1st and 10 inside the 50-yard line. South on the move. This is the best field position they've had, and the ball comes out of the hands of Bergquist.
Covered by Carl Bergquist of San Clemente. Back to the 49-yard line. Loss of a yard.
So no score here in the first quarter. Paul Higgins, Dave Ball, Bobby Higgins. Dave going his way to the San Diego Chargers at the end of July. And we will look for him to be playing in September on the squad because they need his help down there. Bergquist rolling to his right, got a man open, Dave, and steps out of bounds right side on the right side, right in front of the first down marker, and that is completed for a first down.
Looks like big Matt White there on the catch, able to get it out of bounds for the first.
Matt White out of Edison High School. Of course, his father a coach and great family of football players.
Good for a first down for the South All-Stars.
What's interesting is tonight when you showed up, of course, you're just a tad taller than I am. And then one of our handheld camera operators, Paul Del Pizzo, was kind of rousing you a little bit about going to the Chargers. And I said, hey, how many guys actually make it to the NFL, regardless of what team you play on, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just a privilege. I like it. I mean, something you do for fun, I'm still having fun. So.
Yeah, that's right. And the ball, it looked like the ball dropped on the ground there for a second, or maybe that's my eyes from way up here. We're on the top of the press box.
Tell you, these running backs are running hard tonight. They're churning their legs, getting the extra yards after the hit. It looked like Malcolm on the carry was able to churn for about 2 extra yards here. They're running hard tonight.
Well, you got it. A Tustin running back that's very familiar with running the football over at Tustin High School.
Yeah, I was looking back in this brochure here, and another Tustin back, Deshaun Foster, once played in this game.
Certainly did. Carson Palmer and Deshaun Foster played in one of the most memorable high school games I've ever seen, and both of them, of course, in the NFL right now. And hopefully Deshaun will be healthy this year. And maybe someday soon you'll get to tackle that Carson Palmer guy, right?
Definitely.
There's a flag on the play, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, but I think that's our first penalty flag that we've seen hit the turf.
I do think so, and hopefully it will be the last.
Yes.
We'd like to see him play out there.
That's right.
Although a great play fake by Matt Brennan out there. Able to get around number 41, Will Price, on the defense and get some extra yards. Unfortunate for the penalty.
So when we started off this game tonight, actually when the athletes came out to warm up, now holding, and it'll go back the other way. When they started to warm up, it was hot. It was really hot. But now it is definitely a lot more comfortable, and I think that the kids are reacting to it on the field. We'll see the penalty again. And there it is right there. What do you think? Right there? Yep. 44.
I'd let him play on that.
Second down.
I mean, offensive linemen hold pretty much every play. So, I mean, if you're going to throw it, throw it. If you're not, just let him play out there.
Good look at Coach Curtis, and we had him on Athletes in Motion, and what a nice guy. He's a great coach, came out of Irvine, now over at Northwood, and guided his team to a playoff berth over at Northwood High School. And, you know, a little bit later on, we'll show you some footage, and Dave, you're going to get a kick out of this, of the Beef Bowl they had yesterday. Oh, man, I got full just watching this stuff.
I've been to some strange bowls, but never the Beef Bowl.
For Hagan running to his left, he's got a couple guys to beat, lowers his head, and gets knocked out of bounds. The clock continues to roll with 1:30, and that was a pretty good hit. He got 4 yards on that.
Definitely. This is for Hagen's got some quick'em, sideline to sideline. Takes a gang of people to tackle him when he's running. Let's see if they can put it in the end zone once and for all.
Well, for the Rebels, the South squad, they got a pretty good kicker in Chris Mercer out of Elisa Niguel. We'll see if he comes out. It's 3rd and 5. Got to get to the 27 for a first, and they've got it. Pass completion, knocked out of bounds, and caught there by number 11, Matt White.
Looks like it might be close.
Yep.
Looks like he might have it.
Did I give it to him too quickly there?
I'm not sure. I need my bifocals on.
Well, they got the first down, so that's good news for the South. And again, you take a look at this, David. Quick
Nice
pass.
bullet. Right on the money. That's what you like to see if you're a scout recruiting any quarterbacks, that zip, that pop on the ball. You want to have that receiver kind of touch his hands a little bit after he caught it, a little heat coming off it.
You mentioned something really important. You said recruiters, and there's plenty of them in the crowd tonight. Looking at some of these young men that haven't been picked yet, trying to get on the outside, and that's Matagi again, and we saw him lower his shoulder earlier, but there was a pretty good defensive play that time by Sean Clark.
Big play in the backfield, tackle for loss. That's another thing recruiters and scouts like to see. They like to see if a guy can play behind the line of scrimmage if he's on defense going against the offense. They like to see if he can wreak havoc in the backfield, such as Mr. Clark has done on that play.
Your thoughts, what was the most influential thing for you when recruiters came up to you to talk to you about going to UCLA or whatever school that they were pitching? What was the most important thing that they would say?
Well, the most important thing I was looking for, I mean, we're different from everybody else. I mean, everybody has their own. People might like the program. It's great. It's a great football program. People might like the academics of it. I was looking for a program that had both, and UCLA kind of fulfilled that, just with great academic program going on, and they were pretty much at the top of the football level there.
Yep, well, we'll talk more about that. The first quarter comes to an end. No score at the end of one. We'll step aside. We'll be back to Eddie Westfield after this.
At Board Ford, our service professionals put the customer first.
The sales department sells the first car. We like to think in the service department, we sell the rest of the cars. If we take care of the customer, they're going to come back. They're going to come back and see us, and they're going to want to tell their friends and come back and tell their family that, hey, the service department took care of me. That's the only place I'm going to go to have my car fixed. You're going to feel good about the experience because we're going to treat you like family.
You're really going to love this place.
Board Ford.
Come on, guys.
Hey, where are you guys off to?
Oh, hi. We're going to pick up our new car at Family Honda.
Gee, it looks like you're on your way to vacation today.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, at Family Honda, they upgraded us for a 3-day Carnival cruise.
Hey, have a great time.
Right now, when you buy your new car at Family Honda, you get upgraded to a fun-filled 3-day Carnival cruise.
FamilyHonda.com, the second happiest place on earth. Bon voyage.
Welcome back. A great crowd on hand as we get set for the second quarter to begin. No score. Paul Higgins along with Dave Ball out of UCLA on his way to San Diego. And we do have a good one, and so far that's a pretty good play to start the second quarter.
Looks like Chris Cherry big on the sack. That's a loss of about 5 yards. A great play by a Chris.
So this will bring it back a little bit, and it will be 3rd and 15. Jeff Levering, to my right, was saying that was 11-play drive, right, Jeff, as they were continuing. So that's a 12th play of their drive.
And especially anytime you're on defense, you do not like these long play drives, especially if you're in an all-star game, because you know you haven't been running that much over the summer. And, I mean, if some of these guys aren't going to the next level, they haven't been running. So some of them might have their hands on their hips right now, and they might be a little gassed. So hopefully this drive will end mercifully for them soon.
Chris Sherry on that great play just moments ago, bringing down the quarterback. Timeout on the field. That's Coach Curtis going to come and talk to his South squad. While we have an opportunity, I do want to thank all of our sponsors on this particular game, because without their help, we would not be here tonight, and more importantly, we would not be able to show you the young men out there to all of Southern California on KDOC TV and also KVMD. You can watch this game next week if you like. If you do have KVMD, they are on cable stations throughout Southern California. There's a good look at Coach Curtis. It will be on July 20th at 6 o'clock, and it'll repeat July 27th at 6 o'clock p.m. And Coach Curtis, and when he's got to be having fun, you know, and I told you he did something special tonight. He picked a number of different coaches from the area, not just coaches on his squad.
Definitely. I mean, anytime, as you said, he brought the program back from obscurity. Anytime a coach can do that, he garners a lot of respect, because, I mean, if a program's in the dumps, one or two things are going to happen. It's going to stay in the dumps forever, or you're going to have an instrumental coach like Coach here who's going to bring it back, and he's going to garner a lot of respect from the fans around the area and from both the players.
Good look at Will Price, the linebacker out of Western High School, and he got some hair out of that helmet. Normally
yeah, a
it's
little bit
in.
of
ready to go, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
So 3rd down, 21. What do you got for me? 3rd and 21.
Well, they're spreading the field out a little bit. Hopefully their line can protect and get something deep in the middle, looks like.
Quarterback back to pass, has a man open and going to, but he slips down. And just getting on his heels a little bit. I know Cole was a little bit frustrated about that, but, you know, they had a man open just for a second.
I tell you, he did, but he saw big Philip Edwards trucking him down, and he was not willing to take the punishment Philip was about to deliver.
So we'll see what happens here. This would be a long field goal. I don't think they're even going to get near this one. So we're going to bring in number 9 out there, and that's Matt Brennan, listed as a quarterback, but he will punt the football at a Marina High School. And I know this is not the powder blue, the baby blue you're looking at, but still blue, so that's not too
Definitely.
bad. So 4th down, 27 to go. One thing that we haven't seen yet, and as this is a clean punt, it took a bounce off the snap, and it goes out of bounds. That's a great punt. Takes a north bounce to the 9-yard line, but you know what we haven't seen yet? We haven't seen any of the trickery that you and I both were talking about.
Yes. Let's hope they'll pull it out quick, because I'm getting bored sitting up here. I'm just kidding. Yeah, but a great play by Drew Kavanaugh right there. You never want to catch a ball as a punt returner inside the 10-yard line, and he's well coached, and he's looked at his playbook, so you never want to catch a ball inside the 10. That'll pin you down deep, and he's done good for his team right there.
You know, in that last series, they had the South squad, they had 13 plays. 9 of them were run plays and 4 were pass. A big play on that was Verhagen's 20-yard rushing, so he had a couple good gains amounting to 20 yards. So we'll see if that ratio continues. And again, that wing offensive attack and the pass coming out of it, they've got a man open, and he waited a little bit, but he caught it and across the 40 to the 42-yard line and getting some more. Holy cow. There is some hitting going on, and that was a good play by number 84, Darren Fells.
He was waving out there for about 10 seconds, it looked like. finally got the ball, was able to do something with it, and then paid the price for catching it.
You know, that's got to be a scary feeling when you're waiting for that football.
Yes, definitely. I mean, I wouldn't know. Shoot, I never caught the ball anyway. But, I mean, remembering back to high school, we had this big hit.
There's some big hits going on.
Who is number 20 out there? It's Mark Restelli.
Yep.
Laying the punishment.
Restelli at
Northsiders.
Santa Margarita High School coming in the game now. We've got Ethan Holler starting the second quarter for the North squad as they do shuffle on back and forth. And this game certainly has a different feel to it. You know, when you look at these two teams, and I normally we get some scoring in the first quarter, but things have settled down now, and it's going to be interesting to see what unfolds.
Hopefully somebody will make the first attack and score in that end zone before it gets too dark out here.
So you like scoring? I'm listening as a
in all-star
guy.
games, yes. In all-star games, yes. I mean, when you're playing on defense and you're playing in the game, no, you don't like it.
Right.
You like to see scoring in here in these good old fun football games.
Want to let you know a little bit about these charities as we go along tonight, because there's a penalty flag as that one drops.
Sometimes these refs just like to blow their own whistles, just to clear them out a little bit.
Just to make sure they're not getting stale, right?
Yes.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense.
You never do that, do you?
I try not to encroach. I mean, words that are longer than 5 letters, I try not to do, whatever they are.
You and I had an interesting conversation, and you said that, you know, Paul, if I wasn't going to play football in my professional career, that maybe I'd like to teach someday.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'd definitely like to coach high school just because it's a lot more fun than college.
Ball's on the ground.
Ball's on the ground. Still on the ground, looks like.
So 3:52 to go. Pardon me, 8:52 as I mix up my 8 and my 3. But, you know, this game also would not be possible without the Brea Lions Club. They do a great job, and Bobby is down on the field with one of the guys that does it all. Bobby?
Thanks, Paul. With me is Phil Anton, the director of the event with the Lions, with the Brea Lions Club. And Phil, obviously this is an honor for not only the athletes, but the coaches, everyone involved.
It's a great honor. I think the kids enjoy this more than any all-star game and a lot of their high school rivalry games. It's a pleasure for them to be picked, and it's something they don't forget.
Absolutely, and one of the great things about this game is not only is it a fun game, but it's also proceeds go to charities.
It's a charity game, Bobby. We raise in excess of $50,000 every year. The major benefactors are the Padre Foundation. That's aiding kids with pediatric diabetes out of CHOC, Western Youth Services, Orange County Youth Foundation, and all the high schools and youth groups. Those listeners out there, contact us next year if you want to raise funds for your school, and we'd like to give it back to the community. It's all charity.
That's awesome, and I understand, not to necessarily give away any age or anything, but you played in this game a few years ago.
I won't tell you how long. It was a long time ago. It was a great experience, and some of the guys I played with back then were still in contact, and these guys are going to go on, maybe some bitter rivals, but they're going to be longtime friends from playing in this game together and against each other.
Absolutely, and do you have any one significant memory from when you played in this game that you still remember and take with you today?
One thing I can remember, I look at St. Anna Stadium, Eddie West Field. I knew Eddie West when he was a columnist. This was the St. Anna Bowl. This was a wooden bowl when I played. I didn't have to sit in it at the time, but it went all the way around 360 degrees. You look at it now, the field is great. It's in great shape, and so that's been well over 40 years ago.
Well, thank you, Phil, for letting us be a part of this. This is a great event. Back up to you, Paul.
Thank you very much, Bobby, and an interesting story about Phil that I will tell you on the other side of the break. We had a penalty. It was a pass interference. There's a timeout on the field. We'll step aside. Still no score.
Outstanding mortgage rates now at Salt Creek Mortgage. Interested in refinancing your home, buying a new home, or would like to remodel? Contact Salt Creek Mortgage. Current terms available. A 1.625 interest rate on an APR of 3.982. Amount goes up to $1.5 million. For information, please visit saltcreekmortgage.com while rates are still at their lowest. Better yet, give them a call right now at 866-386-2240.
Is it you or your Mercedes-Benz that gets noticed? You or your new supercharged C230 compressor sport coupe? You? Your Mercedes-Benz. Then again, what does it matter?
Fletcher Jones Motor Cars. Mercedes-Benz in Newport Beach.
Just a gorgeous night to be outside, and what a better place to be than this right here at the Orange County All-Star Game. Can't find a better place. Maybe the Orange County Fair at a concert, something. That'd be kind of fun too, but this is good. We can do that later, right?
Right, definitely. We'll sit back and have a couple drinks of apple juice.
That's right. Good crowd on hand, and we'll see a little bit more of them later. But right now, we've got a break in the action because it's going to be a touchdown. So Verhagen gets in, and Dave, we watched him on the first series and the last series too, and he was punching it up. Actually, I'm sorry, that's Brian Allen. Got him mixed up with Verhagen 27 on the other side, but Brian Allen, what a great job. Good blocking, I have to say.
Beautiful blocking. Defensive line was leaking like a sieve on that play.
So it will be the North striking first. Again, they lead the series 22-19. And here we go, and bouncing outside Allen. It was, you knew it, I knew it, right when he touched that football, he was gone. So the first score of the game. And the point after attempt, it's up, and it's good. So the North, they lead it 7-0 on Brian Allen's touchdown. We'll be back with more in just a moment.
Are you ready to maximize your athletic performance? Then it's time that you call The Cutting Edge and join the highly structured and individualized training program that is designed by a professional sports trainer. Call The Cutting Edge at 949-586-EDGE. That's right, 586-EDGE. The Cutting Edge provides team and individual training for all levels and sports, including professional athletes. That's The Cutting Edge, the best in sports training.
Hey, boss, I'll be back after lunch.
Where are you going?
I'm going over to Family Honda to pick up my new car.
Excellent. I'll see you when you get back.
Right now, when you buy your new car at Family Honda, you get upgraded to a 3-day Carnival cruise.
Chris, where have you been? That was a 3-day lunch.
When I bought my new car at Family Honda, they upgraded me to a 3-day Carnival cruise.
Really? Maybe I should check that out.
FamilyHonda.com, the second happiest place on earth. Bon voyage.
Welcome back. 7-0 is the score at the Orange County All-Star football game as the North, they strike first. This ball goes into the end zone, and they're going to take it out. So bringing it out is number 1, Matt Encinas, and maybe not the wisest choice. And then he changes up and gets across the 20, and he picks up some good blocking. So it does become a wise choice.
Gutsy play by Encinas on there. Usually coaches kind of chew you out when you come over to the sideline, the ball's on your 2-yard line, or he comes back out with the safety. So worked out for the best for both Encinas and the South squad.
You know, the North squad on that last drive, it was a 90-yard drive, ends up being a 24-yard touchdown run by Brian Allen. And it was a good run and great blocking on that left side. You're taking a look at the South squad here, and you can see Coach Cunningham at a university working it. And they do have a great coaching staff, and we'll talk about that. As I thought it was really nice what Rick Curtis did. And all the years of watching this game and covering this game, I don't think I've seen a coach pick a variety of coaches from other schools. You've got Rick Curtis as the head coach, Mark Cunningham, Aaron Garcia, Dave Catalano, Jim Ginther, Barrett Schollenberg, Dean Tooley, Robert Hernandez, Dick Roach, Chuck DeWiller, and Brad Bond, kickers, and he does a great job, and we'll go over the North squad in just a little bit. Of course, their head coach is Rick Gibson. When you look at a game like this, and you played in, as I said, your All-Star game in Northern California, how much did you play? Did you play the entire game, or what was the pacing of that for you?
Well, we had a full defensive line, 4 guys, and then we had a full 4 as the backups. And so, well, not really backups. We just rotated in and out. So played probably about half the game.
Okay. That was probably hard for you to play half a game. And rolling out to his left and coming up, and Matt Brennan, who gets tackled and trying to do what he can to move that football up the field, and a good play there by Brandon Barnes.
I think Philip Edwards there on the pursuit, looking like Dr. Death chasing Brennan down from the side with the big tackle, showing himself on the field.
Well, number 88 there, too, putting on the hurt a
Grabbing
little
his face
bit.
a little bit, too.
Yep.
A little extracurricular never hurt.
You're not a dirty player. Come on.
No.
I've heard nothing but good things about you. I want to thank, of course, Dave for coming out and covering this game with us, and we honor him as he gets ready to go to San Diego and play with the Chargers. You got the rookies camp, and then you come right back up to Carson.
Definitely. I'd rather spend my time here than working out in the 109-degree weather.
Flag on the field.
Tell you, number 9, Brad Wagner. That's a player's dream when nobody blocks you straight on your way to the quarterback. That's when you salivate, your eyes get big. Hopefully you make the tackle and don't miss. Or else you'll be pounding your hands against your helmet if you do.
What is the one particular thing that you want to work on as a professional football player? Is it coming out of your stance? Is it becoming quicker? Is it, what would that be? What is it? I know that every guy never thinks he's good enough.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, I'd say it'd be stopping the run. I mean, as a guy in college, I tried to perfect being a good pass rusher and stuff like that, just because, I mean, that's what gets you known, the sacks and stuff like that. But in the NFL, you really need to be a great player on stopping the run and coming after the pass. So that's really what I need to work on.
Well, I tell you what, it's going to be fun watching you continue your career, and for all the young men and women, all the people here at the Orange County All-Star Football Game, thank you for coming out and supporting all the charities. And the other number 27, of course, that is Verhagen, and Shane can tell you that we got a flag. He can run the football, and he can catch the football and run with it, and he does a good job at that. A little extra activity there, huh?
A little extracurricular, never hurt anybody. Brad Wagner in there having a little conversation with Verhagen. Just talking about what they're going to do tomorrow and whatnot.
Here we go. We'll see it one more time.
Wagner showing the side-to-side speed, able to tackle people, able to run them down. Gets up, inspects his jersey. It's clean.
Yep, it certainly is. These are good-looking jerseys, too. Normally, they change them up. One year they're white, one year they're black. And this year, they've really kind of added some color to this game, which is nice to see. Of course, you've got the North Yankees and the South Rebels.
Definitely. I still enjoy putting my jersey on from the Sacramento game. I strut around in it like I'm king of the coop, whatnot.
So you get to keep them, which is cool. And all these kids obviously get to keep them. They get their names on the backs. What do you still have your high school helmet by chance?
No, not my high school helmet. I should have taken it. I mean,
yeah, you should. They could probably send it to you.
Probably have to pay for it or something like that.
Looking at the clock, we have 5:24 to go in this first half. At halftime, we'll share some footage that we got yesterday at the Beef Bowl, and the Lone Star Steakhouse provided some awesome ribs for all of the athletes. Some took it a little bit more serious than others. Verhagen trying to get out, but a shoestring tackle, and that's Jason Carl coming up to make the play. And what is with all the flags all of a sudden?
I don't know. These guys, sometimes these zebras like to color the field a little bit too much with the old yellow.
And they're trying to keep it clean. Of course, in high school, you want to make sure, and as you do if you're an official on any level, to make sure the game is clean and the safety of the players. And I think that's number one what they're looking out for.
5 yards.
What are you picking up here, Dave?
Big D lineman trying to come after the ball.
Little face mask.
He's caressing his face. I don't see a face mask there. I see an action of love.
Well, what happens when that happens to you? What is it then? Is it love still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
all
always.
right.
I mean, sometimes you get their face mask. Sometimes you get them in the. Sometimes you get them in the groin. You know? So you never know what's going to happen.
If you give it, you better know how to take it, right?
True.
So 5-10, first and 17. South playing against them. Yards piling up. Pass down the field, and it was open, and it is good, and that is Jed Collins. That's a first down and more.
Great catch by Jed Collins. Way to keep his hand on it, keep his eye on it, makes the spectacular circus catch. All day to throw.
Great protection, too.
Yes, great protection.
And this is a young man that can lay the hurt on you on the other end, too, when he plays defense. But Jed Collins, I know Bob Johnson is here watching Jed Collins play, because Diablo's got 4 different players in this game. And Jed someday might be an attorney, he told me. He goes, you know, Paul, he goes, my dad is an attorney. I kind of grew up with it. And maybe someday I would do that. Smart young man. Running right up the middle, number 6 on it, and that's Matagi, who you like, and he's in.
Oh, Matagi, great escapability, great balance. Able to take it to full Monty into the end zone.
He was destined for that because he had a pretty solid first quarter run of football.
Somebody take a picture of that.
Now, that's not the Heisman pose, but it's Matagi's pose.
Definitely.
So there is a penalty marker in the end zone. I'm not sure if that's for celebration or not, but Matagi, boy, look at this.
He Barry Sanders-esque right there.
I don't know if
a little late when he's in the end zone to tackle him right there.
Touchdown's good.
So there is a personal foul. So 7-6, all important. PAT attempt here. Brennan gives him the high five, and Matagi's pretty stoked. He's talking to his boys in the crowd because there's plenty of them here supporting. And there's a timeout on the field, so this will be interesting. Would you go for 2 here? It's a 7-6 game.
Dude, why not?
Yeah. Seven plays on that drive, a 77-yard drive it was, a 21-yard TD run by Matagi. Took only 3:44 off the clock, so that was pretty quick in return and response. It's always great when you respond, right?
Yeah, definitely, especially in a 7-0 ball game. You want to see some more scores by the opponents.
And it was good to see that they put together such a long drive, and the big plus of that was that pass to Jed Collins down the middle. He was open, and that was a big third down play. What was, I think, a third down at 17, and they come up with that big play.
Yeah, but interesting, both plays on that scored were running plays with some cuts and jukes, making guys miss, and they were able to get in the end zone.
We've got a nice breeze settling in here in Santa Ana Bowl, right off of Flower Street in Santa Ana, California, and I think we might have the best perch around when we got a full 360-degree view of where we are on top of the press box tonight, and it is a good crowd with a good game on hand.
It is a great crowd. There's some beautiful people here in Orange County tonight.
Matt Brennan, the quarterback, and they are going to go for 2. And they give it to Verhagen, and it looks like he might be short. Brennan saying, yeah, we got it. The official hasn't signaled anything yet, going for the 2-point conversion. And I don't think they got it. No, they didn't. So the score is 7-6. They did not pick it up. So the point after attempt on the 2-point conversion is no good. We'll step aside. 7-6. The North, the Yankees, they lead it.
Here at Board Ford, our customers keep coming back for more.
I've been coming here for 6 years, and boy's been taken care of, so why not come back? I just felt at home. Just felt good. I bring it in here about every 90 days and have it serviced. Oh, I know everybody in the service department.
And with friendly sales, professional service, and complete body shop, you'll find it all at Board Ford.
You're really going to love this place.
If you've seen your game highlighted on Friday Night Lights, that means we have the complete copy of your game. To order a professional copy of your football game, call 949-240-3293. Season premiere of Friday Night Lights on August 27th at 11 o'clock p.m. on KDOC TV. And again, on August 28th at 2 o'clock p.m. This is our regional high school football preview. We give high school sports the full coverage.
Orange County All-Star game, and of course 7-6. Came out of that promo a little earlier. Of course, that's August 27th with Friday Night Lights. Make sure you join us for that at 11 o'clock. And then following day, we will repeat that show. It's our special football preview on KDOC. That will be at 2 p.m. And I want to thank Family Toyota, Family Classic Cars, Family Honda, and the Cutting Edge for being involved in this game, along with Board Ford as well, allowing us to cover this game tonight. Out of that wing, and they get the handoff you can, I know as a defensive end, you probably hate the wing, right? I mean, I tell you, let me ask you about that in just a second. 3:45 to go. And Bobby, what do you have for us on the field?
Game South coach Rick Curtis said their defense is a bear defense similar to the Chicago Bears, and he said but because of the North's offense doing the double wing, that it's not actually the perfect defense for that offense. So now, since they haven't been having as much success as they would like, they're going to make a little bit of adjustments. They're going to do a bear wide, mix it up a little bit. Their tackles, they're going to be inside shading, so it's the same but a little bit different. Back up to you.
Thanks a lot, Bobby. 313, 7-6, and talking about that defense. And I know that I asked you as a defensive end, do you like the wing? Do you like to defend against that? You said there's one thing you want to do, and that's work at your rush defense.
Yeah, definitely. When it's a double wing look like this, I mean, first of all, they don't run it in the National Football League. Probably maybe 0% of the time. But in college, they're probably running, it depends on the team, maybe about 5% of the time. And primarily just a running formation. Anytime everybody's in the box, it's going to be a run. So you got to think you're going to go against the run here.
Now, Michael Vick would probably take that to the NFL and do some good things, right?
I mean, he can do whatever.
Yes. So this is a 1-point game right here. The 2-point conversion by the South was not good.
Look
you
out.
were ready for that. I felt the wind come up here. Nate Matani.
Nate Matani was not looking for the ball or the defender on that play. He was just looking off in the skies.
Oh, he was coming at it, quarterback, back to pass, and of course that's Morales, who's a great weapon to have. And whew, if he would have caught that ball, it would have been a pound of hurt. 4th down, you're gonna have to punt the football away. And so far, we kind of set this game up. Maybe we're gonna see some trick plays, and maybe we weren't. So far, we haven't. And still plenty of time. Drew Kavanaugh runs onto the field with the punt and gets this one away. Pretty punt. 44-yard line, fair caught. So the fair catch made by number 11 for the South squad. They're coming off a score. Matt White, who's been an instrumental player on this team tonight. He's been involved in the offense several times. You know, his dad's a pretty good coach, too. And, of course, Matt White played at Edison High School. How come De La Salle is so good up in Northern California?
Just because they're basically a college program. I mean, they recruit. They have guys staying there the whole time. They have a weightlifting program. They have off-season program, and they just keep rolling over people.
Running out to the right and on the outside of that right tackle and getting some yards, number 32, Marquise Malcolm. Good look at Coach Greg Gibson. Greg Gibson from the North. Just left Wagner in his tracks. And coming right back at you here. Stepping out of bounds on the 35-yard line, that's Brennan. And Brennan had an opportunity to get out of bounds, and a pretty smart play because you don't want to get hit, you don't want to get hurt, but still you stop the clock, you come over and you talk to your coach for a second.
Definitely. Stop the clock, get into that 2-minute offense, wear these defenders down, hopefully get a score.
Now that's Coach Cunningham right there along Coach Curtis. They have seen each other quite often over the last 17 years in Irvine.
First and 10.
So it's 1st down and 10. Brennan back to pass, and he's flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds, and that will stop the clock right there. Number 41 coming up for the North, looking to put on the hurt. That's Will Price.
Tell you, Marquise Malcolm saved his quarterback's life on that play, picking up the defender who's coming in about 150 miles an hour.
Brennan fleet of foot here, but number 41, that guy is huge. He is a big player. How big is he? 6'3", 250 pounds. And Brennan is not a small quarterback. He's 6'2", 205 at a Marina.
Will Price coming like Samson. His strength is in his hair.
2nd and 12. They throw a man in motion, which is Verhagen. And going up the middle, the young man that scored the touchdown, and this is Anthony Matagi. And Matagi gets a 1st down, and he comes across to the 20-yard line.
Matagi keeps this up. He's putting himself in good position for this MVP All-Star game.
That's an interesting thing to talk about, too, because you want to be honored as an All-Star and an MVP at the same night. That's pretty special. Matagi, he's a hard young man to be brought down. If you were watching the last drive in which he almost went down on his knee, spun out of it, stayed upright, and got in the end zone. Brennan with time. Now he's flushed out. He gets brought down. That's got to be scary time when you come up the middle there. And number 98, Chris Sherry making the play, the defensive lineman out of Los Al. When you look back at your high school career, do you have a memorable moment that just sticks with you, whether it be, you know, a down, a game, or a season, anything pop out?
There's a lot of things that pop out to me.
Matagi
is on a roll tonight. Yeah, there's a lot of things that pop out. I mean, for me, the most important thing was just all those guys, all the friends that I made throughout the 4 years I played high school football. I still have those friendships today. I'll go back and see them. And some of them gone to college, whatever. Some of them still stay in my same hometown. But all the friendships I made and all the trips and all the bus trips and all the fun we had.
A little bit later on, I want to ask, I'll let you think about this. Advice, maybe we talk about this in the third quarter, advice that you can give to the young men that are playing on the field and also the young men, and for that matter, the young women out there looking to move on in their particular sport on the college level. Brennan, back to pass. He's got a man and touchdown. So that's Jed Collins on the other end of that one. That was a great pass by Brennan. Wow. Jed Collins is known for playing both sides of the ball, and he comes up with a huge play there. So do you go for the 2 now?
Definitely.
What do you think, yeah?
I mean, you need it. You can get it. Why not?
So the South is in the rhythm, and you mentioned something a little earlier. You said, you know what, Paul? Both touchdowns have been with the run. Well, we've got a first passing touchdown. So 1:08 to go in this first half. They're going for 2 because they missed on a 2-point conversion earlier, and they're not going to get this one. So it is 12-7. There's a good look at Jed Collins. Had him on Athletes in Motion all week long, promoting this game. You can hear him saying, let's go. And 12-7 is the score. The South, they have the lead. We'll step aside. We'll be back with more of high school football from Eddie West Stadium in Santa Ana, California after this.
Come join us at the newest member of our family, Family Classic Cars.
I was looking for a 55 Chevy. I found Family Classic Cars, and I looked at their showroom from the internet, and I saw a 55 sitting there, and I decided to come down and see it, and I fell in love, and I took it home. I live all the way in San Pedro, and I drove all the way down here because it's worth coming down to see everything they have.
To me, cars are kind of an artwork, but I don't care whether they're pre-war or they're the muscle cars or the Ferraris or the hot rods. They have them in here. I would recommend this operation to anybody. They're reasonable and fair, and probably most of all, they're knowledgeable, and there's absolutely no pressure.
It's important for us to be able to find them exactly what they want. This is a passion to us.
That's one of the best things about working here at Family Classic Cars is our customers come back and they show us how happy they are with their cars. We really enjoy that.
Family Classic Cars, the second happiest place on earth.
Welcome back to Athletes in Motion and our special edition of high school football. The score 12-7. Jed Collins on the other end of that pass from Brennan. And Bobby, I had Jed Collins on Athletes in Motion this past week, and he is one bright young man.
Absolutely. One of the things Coach said about him is he's very articulate. He's a real great pleasure to interview. He's a nice guy. But one of the things we got to talking about was his natural ability. I asked him, when was it he figured out that he had natural ability? And he said, well, people said to him when he was younger that he had the build for football, but actually his mother would not allow him to play football. She was afraid he would get hurt. So growing up, he just played basketball, and it wasn't until his freshman year in high school that he played football at Santa Margarita High School. Pretty incredible for somebody. He has a very hard work ethic. He said on any team he's ever on, he wants to be the hardest working player, and that's something that worked out for him. At the end of 4 years, he ended up becoming Orange County Defensive Player of the Year and won a scholarship to Washington State. So I guess his hard work paid off. Back up to you.
Yeah, he is one special young man, and you see him out there now on defense, playing defense, and I know that he told me, which was kind of odd. He said, Paul, I'm in the best shape of my life right now. He goes, I didn't stop. I just kept. He plays basketball, too, as Bobby said, had a great basketball career with the Diablos in Mission Viejo. But I think he's taking his trip up to Washington pretty serious.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that stadium is extremely hard to play in. They have the fans right on top of you. Everybody's cheering, throwing beer bottles at you, and it's not very pleasant to play in that place.
Hopefully they're the plastic beer bottles.
Yes, maybe. I think so. I don't know.
They're not filled with sand or anything?
I can't really remember that night too well.
Well, you guys started off the season pretty good, right?
Yeah. Then we flailed out at the end.
Maybe we'll see these young boys and playing in the All-Star game one day. We're getting pretty close to halftime. We're within 50 seconds of this first half coming to a close. And at halftime, we will show you the Beef Bowl that took place yesterday. And I can just say there was a lot of ribs eaten, and they look pretty good. 12-7, the South, they lead it. Quarterback being flushed out of the pocket. That's Daniel Morales, and he steps out of bounds at the 35-yard line. And gets kind of iffy over there on the sidelines. You never know what you're going to run into over there, right?
A lot of beef, I tell you what. These quarterbacks tonight are showing their escapability to an effect. I've seen about four or five sacks that could have been but weren't, with the quarterback stepping aside, shifting a little bit, and able to roll out of the pocket and gain some positive out of a negative.
Coach Curtis, and how many sacks? Do you remember how many sacks you got this past year?
Yeah, I do remember. 16 and a half.
16 and a half sacks. Holy cow. Maybe that's one reason why you got that phone call from the Chargers, right?
Yeah, a little bit too late, though. I would have liked to have gotten picked a whole lot earlier, but it's okay.
Boy,
no
that ball kind of looked like it had interception written over it and a touchdown at the end, but it wasn't. Coming up to make the play, Drew Kavanaugh, but it kind of hung out there for a second.
Little floater out there.
Not that it was a bad pass. It just looked like that was a pass to pick off.
A little close-up right here. The athletes of the team.
Now, I can only dream about stuff like that, because I won't be out there playing, so I can talk about it, right?
Yeah,
you can pull it off. I can see you going down the field on an interception like that.
Yeah, I mean, interceptions, whatever.
30 seconds to go in this first half, and we'll step aside. The score, 12-7. You're watching Athletes in Motion with KDOC TV and also KVMD.
Serving the entire Southern California region, Patio 2000 specializes in exceptional exterior architecture. Are you looking to improve your backyard and make it more inviting? Let Patio 2000 create the ultimate atmosphere and design of your dreams. Patio 2000 offers exceptional gazebos, fire pits, patio covers, built-in barbecues, and bars, all customized for your needs. Experience the California lifestyle and the comfort of your own backyard.
Attention! Call now to register for a chance to win a free mortgage payment.
Hi, I'm Jeff Russell with Salt Creek Mortgage. Have you heard Alan Greenspan and his fellow Fed members hint interest rates are going to rise? Imagine a $500,000 home loan with payments less than $1,700 a month. At Salt Creek Mortgage, we have the knowledge and expertise to keep your mortgage payments low. In fact, the lowest they can be.
12-7 is the score as we get set for the final 30 seconds of this first half. It's been a fun one to watch. Morales trying to get out of it. The fumble after.
That time Morales does not get away. It's Zach Clark on the sack. Beautiful play, taking him down. Keep the clock rolling.
So that was a big play, and now we've got 21 seconds left to go in this first half. And guess what? The South's going to come back with the football. Kaziak is in the game, and Kaziak, a very good player. Actually, he has done some very special things in his high school career. Tight end out of Northwood High School.
Matt Brennan of Marina at quarterback.
Of course, this game being played for charities across Southern California. Out of the shotgun, looking downfield. Clock down to 15 seconds. The pass, and it's tipped and out of bounds. Intended for number 11, and that was Matt White.
Matt White from Edison in the end zone.
You know, I had an opportunity to attend the banquet this year that they had, and what a great night. I want to say to Phil Anton, you guys did just a fabulous job, and it was a night that the Lakers were on in the playoffs, and you know what? 98% of the people didn't care. They were just there for the football, so that was kind of nice.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's like me. I'm from Sacramento. Whenever there's a Laker game on, 99% of the people don't care. So it's kind of the same thing.
What do you think about all this hoopla going on? Do you think it's the right move? I'm asking a defensive end that's on his way to the Chargers, but you know, you're a basketball fan, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, stuff happens. I mean, guys gotta get their big, huge paycheck and stroke their egos.
There
sometimes.
you go. And that is another pass going down.
Oh!
The touchdown! Holy cow! Right there, White was making the move, and he stayed, and he did a great job of just catching that football with all kinds of people around him. He was just kind of floating. 34 yards, and it came off. It looked like it came off Collins. Oh, that just broke the game wide open. The South have scored 3 times in a row now. It came off the hands of Jed Collins right into the hands of Matt White. 17 seconds was left on the clock. Now we have 4. So the point after attempt, the first time that they're going to kick, and they do a good job of that, and it goes through the uprights. We'll stay right here with 4 seconds to go in this first half. Your thoughts about that? 19-7.
Beautiful concentration by Matt White, able to lick the ball into his hands, put some points on the board.
So Brennan to White, 34 yards on the touchdown. They've opened it up to 19-7, and you mentioned it. The first 2 scores came off the run. The last 2 scores that we've seen through the air. Coach Curtis very happy about that. He'll go in at halftime with the lead.
It's going to be interesting to see if the North coaching staff will change to the pass right now, being down so much at halftime, being able to hopefully swing some momentum if they're going to change it to the pass. If not, stick to the run and maybe change it over that way.
So 4 seconds left on the clock. I was going to say it should be a squib kick, and it is. And coming up with the football is number 20, Kenny Steiger, and that wraps up the first half. So we come to the end of the first half. 19-7 is the score. The South, they were down early, but they've come back. We'll be back with more of high school football from Eddie West Stadium after this.
Paige, what are you working on?
I'm writing a letter.
Hey, honey, I ran into Caroline today at the school, and she has one of those new Toyota Sequoias that she got at Family Toyota, and I love it.
Really?
Welcome to our virtual showroom.
Not that we need a new shiny Sequoia, but the kids are getting bigger.
Now you will choose an available trim.
And at Family Toyota, they make it so easy.
I've heard that.
Now choose your package and options.
Why don't we go to Family Toyota tomorrow and check it out?
Sounds like a good idea to me, Dad.
Now choose your exterior and interior colors and continue.
Black or red?
Red.
Why wait until tomorrow? I just bought it right now online at FamilyToyota.com.
FamilyToyota.com, the second.
Welcome back to Athletes in Motion's high school football coverage of the Orange County All-Star Game. We get started here in the third quarter of play, and the North takes the football, and they are down 19-7. I'm Paul Higgins along with Dave Ball and Bobby Higgins joining us on the sideline. Bobby, I know that you're pretty excited about being down there and seeing what the kids are doing, and both sidelines. I know you've taken a walk over to the north side. But your thoughts about this game so far, what do you have for us right now?
Well, Paul, down here on the south side, especially because they are up right now, the enthusiasm is very high, and it shows in their play. I spoke with the South coach Rick Curtis going into the halftime, and he said that the most thing he's pleased about was that after the North first scored, that his team bounced back, and indeed they were a little quiet during that first quarter. Defensively, they plan on making some adjustments. They were talking about that at halftime. They need to stop the tackle play, and I asked him about after the 2 touchdowns why they did the 2-point conversions, and he said, well, basically on the first one they were 1 yard away, so they thought they could get in, but they didn't. The second one, they said, well, they were only up by 5, so they felt the extra points would help them, but they didn't get in. By the third time, they said, we just need to get the point. So that was why they went for the kick. And basically one of the things he said coming into this game was that it was going to be a fun game. And I asked him, is he having fun? He said, yes, indeed. He's having a good time. I also spoke with North coach Greg Gibson, and he said he's pleased so far, even though his team is down. He said they've been moving the ball, and the South team has yet to blow them back on the run play. So they plan in the second half. They're not really making any adjustments, but they just want to get the run game moving and keep going with the run game. He said also that he can see the difference with this team being all-stars, that he says he can really see guys flying around and people making big plays, which is a little bit different from his regular teams. Back up to you.
Bobby, you always give us a wealth of information. Great job down there on the sidelines and taking a look at the stats. And it was a very good game so far in the first half. 4 first downs with the South. And you take a look at the passing. You know, we've got the passing going on. Pat rushing yards, though, 119 with the South. The ball's on the ground. And we did have our few penalties going.
So that's why I just keep looking up and down. Yeah, thank you, though.
So, and it's going to be the South's ball. So the South will have it. Returning to the numbers of the first half, what sticks out right here? Obviously, you know, we've got no turnovers happening.
True, no turnovers. I'd say the South, just with the huge advantage upon yards, just being able to move the ball down the field pretty much in the second quarter at will, so that's probably the biggest turn in the game.
And the South had the ball 13-21, opposed to about 10 minutes for the North, and they get it back here to start the third quarter of play. Pass downfield, and this was almost going to look like our first interception of the game. Good play by, of course, Steiger.
Steiger sticking on him like glue on the tough coverage downfield.
That was a pretty play by Steiger, knocking that ball down. Almost came down with it. Bergquist comes out in the third quarter to play. In the third quarter, Brennan played that second quarter. And Ethan Haller is in the game for the North, when we'll see the next series for the North. And
interesting design of socks by the quarterback for the South team.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Rolling to his left, and he throws right-handed, and he zings it in there to Collins. Wow. Jed Collins just doing it all tonight, whether he's catching a touchdown pass, assisting on a touchdown pass, or making a first down like that.
Yes, showing great concentration, able to catch the ball in traffic, get hit, still come up with the first down.
So threatening to score just inside the third quarter of play. 19-7, the South leads it. This is the 45th edition of the annual Orange County All-Star Football Game. Glad you can join us in support of the high school athletes and all the charities involved. Delayed handoff. And we do have some running room as 32, Malcolm gets up. Had to get inside the 15-yard line for a first down, so he'll be just about 2 yards shy.
Yes, Malcolm in the middle, up for the run. Great little yardage play.
He's got some moves, shifting to his left and then back inside on his right before he's brought down. There's Malcolm just on the other side of Collins. Want to congratulate all of our fine folks in the truck. This is a crew that just got together for the first time tonight. And just like any team, everybody goes through their orientation, and I think they have done a great job. Bergquist with the throw, and in and out of the hands. Looked like for White. Yes. He's got a quick pop, doesn't he?
Definitely. Great pop by Bergquist. Just showing his being a general on this drive, too, with some pinpoint passes. That one should have been caught. Next time he will catch it, though. I guarantee that.
Good-looking uniforms for the South squad and all the variety of helmets that you see and the stickers and the logos of the other schools, and pretty much put anything you want on that helmet. Well, I guess not everything you want to. 2nd and 10. And being brought down from behind.
Sean Clark again in the backfield, wreaking havoc this game. I believe that's his second tackle for loss, maybe his first or second sack of the game. Showing he can do it up the middle, tackle the quarterback, change the play.
Coming over to talk to Coach Curtis. I want to thank somebody that actually is a very good friend of our crew now. It's 211 Events and Catering, and for all your entertaining needs, whether from 10 people up to 1,000 guests, the finest in gourmet foods and event planning, you can visit them at 211catering.com or call them at 714-856-9755. And that's Lou Scotto. Lou came over and delivered. The owner himself came over to the stadium tonight, and he's also going to be working with us on the FINA World Championship of Men's Water Polo. We have a flag. This one's going to come back. We have another flag, and Bergquist, he thinks he got in, but Dave, this one's coming back.
Unfortunately, due to an offensive line holding, it's going to be brought back. Great hustle play by Bergquist.
He gets in, but there was a couple of yellow flags coming. Pick this up, Dave. What do you think? Where does this one happen?
Back to pass. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of hugging, a little bit of extra love going on, but if that was me, I'd let the play go on. This is too great.
Holding on the offense. 10 yards.
Unfortunately, I'm not the man in the white hat.
Yeah. So it'll be brought back to the 31-yard line. Did you like the food this afternoon?
Great
Was it all right?
food. I was starving beforehand, and I think it's the only thing that pretty much saved me on this day.
Did you have any pizza? Or you had
I had a little bit of the pizza, had a little bit of the
Catalano
Italian kind of dipsticks.
Yeah.
Oh, those were great.
Again, I want to thank Lou Scotto and 211 Events and Catering. He's done a number of things for our family and great Italian food. Out of the shotgun, coming across the middle on the inside pass play, and a nice job of getting out there. That's White. Boy, does he want this. He had one man to beat, and on the touchdown saving tackle, no question about that. For the Yankees, you've got Brian Williams. Otherwise, Dave, he's in there.
I thought White was going to take him with him into the end zone. Fortunately for Williams, he was able to pop him back and stop the touchdown.
I asked you in the waning moments of the second quarter if you could maybe give some advice to the young athletes out there. And as we get closer to the end zone, I know that the touchdown or if there's a play in the end zone might supersede what we're talking about. But as you think about it, I'd like you, as we attempt a field goal here, we're going to be a 31-yarder, to maybe think about the advice that you can give to young kids trying to get a scholarship and get in a position that you're in, and that kick is up, and that's good. Think about that. We'll talk about it on the other side of the break. And the South squad, they increased their lead. We will be back with more of high school football with Athletes in Motion after this.
If you want to train like a pro, maximize your potential, dominate the competition, and take your game to the next level, well, the Cutting Edge is for you. An advanced training program for serious athletes is what the Cutting Edge provides. They train all levels, professional, collegiate, and elite high school athletes, utilizing state-of-the-art equipment, innovative methods, and current research to help athletes reach their potential. So if you want to be the best, you have to train with the best. Call the Cutting Edge now at 949-586-EDGE or visit them on the web.
Hey, honey, I ran into Demi today at the school. She got a brand new Odyssey from Family Honda. I love it.
Really?
Not that we need a new shiny Odyssey, but the kids are getting bigger, and at Family Honda, they make it so easy.
I've heard that.
Why don't we go to Family Honda tomorrow and check it out?
It sounds like a good idea to me, Dad.
Why wait until tomorrow? I just bought it online at FamilyHonda.com.
Wow! FamilyHonda.com, the second happiest place on earth.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Game of the Week. I want to show you what just happened. The North ended up turning the ball back over to the South, the South, but then the South throws an interception. Charles Aker comes up with the pick, and so the North gets the ball back. But more importantly, we want to show you what these kids did yesterday. And I know that Dave definitely could appreciate this because they had an opportunity to do what's called a beef bowl. And we will show you this. And it's the kids eating ribs. And they were sponsored by Lone Star Steakhouse. And they ate these ribs for like a half hour. It was just insane. And the deal was they had to eat all 3 slabs of ribs. They look pretty good, don't they?
Definitely, they look great. It's if I was there out on the field right now, I think some of these ribs might be coming up right about this time.
Well, that's your champion right there, Ethan Holler. The quarterback wins the beef bowl, and a quarterback. How could they let a quarterback do that?
That is very discriminating if you are a big offensive or defensive lineman to have this guy have that kind of record over your head.
I know the Lone Star Steakhouse, and this is your overall champion, Ethan Holler, the rib champ, and Zach Clark. He ate some ribs too. He was the #1 guy for the South. But I want to thank Jeff Levering and also Edgar Lopez for going out and getting that footage. And guys, maybe we'll show some more of that a little later on, so you guys can get hungry and go to Lone Star and say hello to the Rogers over there, and they do a great job supporting this game in particular, and then the athletes yesterday. And Jeff Levering said, he went over there and said, Paul, I had to eat a slab myself. I said, you didn't bring any back to the office, though. What's up with that?
That's a Doc and paycheck right there.
He's an intern. Now, what am I going to do?
Gotta let him loose. Have you ever seen the champion hot dog eater?
Oh, that guy's nuts.
That guy is crazy. He set a record 53 hot dogs.
Oh, my God. Kobayashi, is that what you said? Kobayashi. So winding down here in the third quarter of play, 22-7, and the North going back, and there's a good look at Coach Gibson. But Bobby, what do you have for us on the sidelines?
Well, Paul, I have a little bit additional about the rib-off last night with the 2 teams. Actually, I spoke with some of the players about it today, and they said that there was 6 players on each team, 6 for the South and 6 for the North. And what it was is each player had to eat 3 racks of ribs, and whichever team finished first would determine who won. So the North team did win, but the person who ate the most ribs was number 00 for the South, Zach Clark's, and he ended up eating 5 racks of ribs, and so he's the eating contest champ, although the South didn't win. Just to give you a little bit of his history, even though he's somewhat of a little guy, he said one other time he won the Big Juan Trophy, which was for eating a 20-pound burrito. Back up to you.
I don't know if Ethan appreciates us showing him on TV for being the big beef bowl champ, but at least he's getting some airtime.
I think he needs to get his intestines checked because there might be some serious problems running down there from a 2-pound burrito?
Yeah,
something like that.
Oh, that's funny. And a good crowd on hand, and of course supporting high school sports. 11 seconds left. You saw Brandon Barnes getting into it a little bit there, and I believe that was Manancinas. And tempers fly, and that happens. It's football, right?
Yeah, kids want to get their touches. Kids want to make something happen for their parents and whatnot, and tempers fly. But it's all in good sportsmanship.
Want to make mention that we had a 31-yard field goal, of course, by the South, and that was by Chris Mercer to make it 22-7. He is a fantastic field goal kicker and probably has a really good future ahead of him. And you see Coach Curtis on the left, Coach Cunningham on the right, and
holding on the offense and a dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. It's the defense. Both penalties will be enforced.
Holding against the South. Personal foul against the North.
So 11 seconds to go, and taking a look at the penalty. Pretty nice night, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Have you been in a suit and tie like this for this long all summer? Or
I don't think so. The only suit and tie I've been are at weddings and funerals.
Oh, jeez.
Both of them are pretty uncomfortable.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yes.
Well, good for the wedding, but I don't,
Yes.
The other thing, it's too bad to hear that.
Nice breeze blowing.
And
Good night for football.
Taking a look at Coach Gibson, his coaching staff, Randy Thompson, Sean Sine, Bill Backstrom, Bruce Dockel, Nate Ballinger, Pete Tavalores, and Dennis Wilbanks. So it does bring a great orange staff with him, the entire staff, including down to Dr. Eric Lee, the team doctor, and they brought them all. And right now, they're down 22-7. They're a running football team, and with 11 seconds left in this third quarter.
After the penalty enforcement, it'll be 1st and 5.
So there you go, working it out. it's hard to be a chain gang guy on the visitor side.
Definitely.
And when you're down.
You have to be an athlete to be a chain gang guy. I've seen some chain gang guys bite the dust pretty hard in their day. I've also seen some players. We had a guy back when we were playing Ohio State. He was so excited his first time going in, and on national TV, he tripped over the chain gang guys, fell flat on his face, and made a fool out of himself.
That was the best unassisted tackle all day. Taking a look at the cheerleaders. And, you mentioned Ohio State. You said that was your most exciting stadium that you played in. Sheer number of people or the history, or what was it?
People are crazy for football there. I mean, they're throwing things at you. I actually got hit by 2 cheerleaders during that game, believe it or not.
There's a flag on the play, and they just won't let this third quarter come to a conclusion with 4 seconds.
Will Price is putting the hurt on these quarterbacks out here. His hair is just leading him to the ball, I believe.
Well, the 2 teams came in pretty fired up to play this game, and when you do that, I know you get off to a good start. And I asked you about the first game jitters, first moments, and you said after the first play, and in the South, of course, they come back and they score 4 different times off of their offense. And
on the offense.
But it was the North that came out and struck first.
Definitely. Stagnant from then on. I believe they need to spread it out a little, put those wings off to the side, and get some receivers in there, throw that deep ball.
Well, the defense of the South, they're very quick, and sometimes that is what makes the difference. You get quicker players, especially maybe later in the game, some guys a little bit more tired. Of course, they're coming off. They haven't played football like this in quite some time, since December, and some of them just the early part of December and end of November, depending on what league you play in. So they got 4 seconds. Now there was a whistle. Well, they're definitely working on they're going to wind the clock, and this will be the end of the third quarter. So after all that, we come to a conclusion of the third, 22-7. We'll be back with more, I promise, more action on the field in just a moment.
Located in San Juan Capistrano, J. Sarah High School is happy to announce that applications are now being accepted for the fall semester. J. Sarah is a private Roman Catholic high school, fully accredited by the Schools Commission of the Western Association of Schools and Colleges. To inquire about future open houses or to visit J. Sarah High School for a personal tour, please call 949-493-9307. J. Sarah presents an excellent opportunity for students looking to excel in academics. Visit or call J. Sarah High School today.
Hey Southern California, Cerritos Nissan's got great deals for you this month. With over 700 brand new Nissans to choose from, Cerritos Nissan wants to make sure you don't miss out on their ultimate July 4th sales event. You can get incredible deals like the 2005 Nissan Altima 2.5S for only $159 a month for only 24 months. Give us a call right now or come on down because these deals won't last long. Cerritos Nissan is conveniently located in the Cerritos Auto Square. Take the 605 freeway, exit at South Street. Cerritos Nissan, we've got your deal.
Accommodations for athletes in motion for the Orange County All-Star football game were provided by the Doubletree Hotel. You can call them direct at 714-825-3333 or visit them on the web.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. 22-7 as we get set for the fourth and final quarter. I'm Paul Higgins on Dave Ball, and also Bobby Higgins on the sidelines. And it has been since the middle half of the second quarter. It's been a South-dominated game. Dave, you wanted to see some scoring, so you got it, right?
Yeah, I got some scoring here. Maybe a little more coming up.
But we still haven't seen that, the double reverse or double pass.
I'm getting itchy. I'm about ready to go down there and
you're ready
tell
to
the old coach how to play his game.
Oh, intercepted. That's a big plus right there. Coming up with the ball in the north is number 5, Brian Williams. So Brian
Encinius down there. There's a little firecracker getting in with about everybody you see there.
He's definitely fired up.
Squirming around down there. Nobody likes to grab him.
For 45 years now, Brea Lions have produced this annual event. It's each year right here in Orange County. And they're committed to serving their community and have been doing so for over 85 years. And I remember Bobby interviewed Phil Anton in the beginning portion of the second quarter. And oddly enough, when I was coming out of my van, and I look over, and I see Phil putting on this huge knee brace. And he goes, you know what, Paul, all these years of playing football, and I never had a knee problem. Last year I'm playing golf, and I screw up my knee.
Yeah, it happens.
The weirdest time. On the pitch, on the wing, going to his right is number 11, Glaspie. So we're seeing some new faces. You know what? I am hearing, and I'm looking over to my left. As we do, we have a good perch here. And Dave, look over to your left. You see the fireworks at Disneyland way over there. I'm saying something that, of course, that lights up the sky every night in Southern California. And one great things about Southern California, so many different things to do. And I know J.R. Rito over there trying to get a good shot of that. That's pretty far away from us, but good job, J.R. Did you hear those sonic booms a second ago? I just wanted to make sure they were fireworks.
Oh, yeah. Thought it was my headset.
What do you think? Are you having fun? You've never done this
great
before.
Time. This is the first time. Take it easy on me, critics out there in TV land.
No, I thought you have done a great job. It's not the easiest thing, and people think it's real easy, huh?
Oh, you got to think on your feet out here.
Coach Gibson going out to talk to his crew, and
Coach Gibson, pass the ball. Come on now.
He wants to pass the ball. I think he's gonna. Yeah, I think he's gonna have to. Well, we'll find out if he does pass the ball. We'll step aside. We'll be back.
Located in San Juan Capistrano, J. Sarah High School is happy to announce that applications are now being accepted for the fall semester. J. Sarah is a private Roman Catholic high school, fully accredited by the Schools Commission of the Western Association of Schools and Colleges. To inquire about future open houses or to visit J. Sarah High School for a personal tour, please call 949-493-9307. J. Sarah presents an excellent opportunity for students looking to excel in academic. Visit or call J. Sarah High School today.
Hey, Southern California, Cerritos Nissan's got great deals for you this month. With over 700 brand new Nissans to choose from, Cerritos Nissan wants to make sure you don't miss out on their ultimate July 4th sales event. You can get incredible deals like the 2005 Nissan Altima 2.5S for only $159 a month for only 24 months. Give us a call right now or come on down because these deals won't last long. Cerritos Nissan is conveniently located in the Cerritos Auto Square. Take the 605 freeway, exit at South Street. Cerritos Nissan, we've got your deal.
Welcome back to the All-Star football game. At halftime, I spoke with the head official, Rick Bennett, and one of the things we discussed, I was asking him, could he tell that these are All-Stars out here on the field? And he said, absolutely. You can see that there's some big hits, and when you're down here on ground level, you really do appreciate the effort these athletes are putting out. One thing, though, the official said was, he just hopes that through the second half that the athletes stay in check, that they're, hard-hitting, but not hard-hitting in the wrong ways. The biggest thing also is there's been some modified rules coming into this game, basically just to keep the athletes from getting hurt, because this is a wonderful opportunity for these athletes to play in the All-Star game, but it doesn't do them any benefit if they get injured. So some of the things that they've changed was they put, there's a rush on a certain number of players, and on the kicks they cannot be out so wide. So that's some of the changes they made. And then the last thing Rick Bennett said was it's hot out here. Although for us it's cooling off a little bit and feeling like a beautiful Southern California night, he said for the officials it's a little bit hot because this is their first game of the season and they're not quite in shape yet. Back up to you, Paul.
Thank you very much. And Bobby, bringing some insight to the officials, and I know we've seen them tonight, and I'm sitting next to a guy. Do you like officials? They do a good job on the high school level, I think.
Yeah, they're all right. As far as basketball, I don't like them one bit. I was like I had the most fouls out of probably anybody in the whole state of California.
Really?
When I played basketball. I fouled out of a game one time in the second quarter. That's how much I fouled people. So, and everyone, of course, was not a foul.
Right.
So
that's how much they think you foul,
exactly.
Right? Yeah. What do you think about the rules that they bring on in this game? You can only rush so many people in the quarterback, and the other things that Bobby talked about. It's probably good for the game, good for the safety of the kids.
Yeah, it's definitely good for the safety. But who's thinking about safety out here? Come on now. We're thinking about huge hits. We're thinking about premier Orange County football here. We want to see some kids get splattered all over the place.
There you go. And you heard from Dave Baum. That's why he is a great defensive end. running around the right side, and this is Justin Jones. He had over 2,000 yards this past season as an Orange Panther. Very nice young man, and he's going to go and play for Mark McElroy over at Saddleback Junior College right there in Mission Viejo. The Gauchos have a huge tradition, 3 national championships. Right now we've got a 3rd down and 9 to go in the 4th quarter. Oh! There you go. That was leveled.
Oh,
and
baby.
Making the play, Nate Matani. Justin Jones is feeling every bit of that hit.
I think I spoke too soon about kids getting splattered all over the place.
Well, you said it's a physical game. Physical game. Talk about this, Dave. 22-7, a powerful hit.
Anytime you're throwing the ball over the middle, there's a chance of devastation.
Boom.
Right there was a little devastation. Nate Matani.
We'll check on the condition of Justin Jones. We'll be back after this.
At Board Ford, our service professionals put the customer first.
The sales department sells the first car. We like to think in the service department, we sell the rest of the cars. If we take care of the customer, they're going to come back. They're going to come back and see us, and they're going to want to tell their friends and come back and tell their family that, hey, the service department took care of me. That's the only place I'm going to go to have my car fixed. You're going to feel good about the experience because we're going to treat you like family.
You're really going to love this place.
Board Ford.
Come on, guys.
Hey, where are you guys off to?
Oh, hi. We're going to pick up our new car at Family Honda.
Gee, it looks like you're on your way to vacation today.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, at Family Honda, they upgraded us for a 3-day Carnival cruise.
Hey, have a great time.
Right now, when you buy your new car at Family Honda, you get upgraded to a fun-filled 3-day Carnival cruise.
FamilyHonda.com, the second happiest place on earth. Bon voyage.
Welcome back. Justin Jones comes off the field underneath his own power, and that's great to see. A good young man. Saddleback Gaucho head coach Mark McElroy is pretty stoked about that. So the North, when we were away, they come up short on 4th down. So now the South gets the ball back. And didn't you just hear a new rule that they have now the last couple of years with the North-South All-Star game?
Yeah,
if you're down by 10.
Yes, you can.
If you score.
And if you score, you can either kick or receive.
Yeah.
And that is very interesting.
Of course you're going to want to receive the ball. Yep.
I have not heard that rule
It's kind of like a mercy rule, right? They want to make it a little closer. So it's 22-7 right now with just under 6 minutes to play. And this young man has been running up and down the field all night, Anthony Matagi. And you picked him earlier maybe as an all-star. And you know who I'm thinking might get it? I'm thinking number 44, Jed Collins, might be involved in this thing.
Couple big catches. I'm voting for Matagi right now. I'm going to tell you that right now. He runs really hard down the line. He's an explosive guy.
You know, we hope to do more games just like this in the continuing effort of broadening high school sports throughout Southern California. I know Fox does a great job. I'd like to join the likes of them and, of course, on KDOC and KVMD. KVMD is doing 22 high school football games this fall, and that is fantastic. And I want to congratulate them and make sure that you contact KVMD and find out how you, too, can get their station. They are in over 2 million homes throughout Southern California. Of course, KDOC, big station, and there are over 5 million homes throughout Southern California. So we're trying to give the kids as much positive coverage as we can. And I want to remind you, Friday Night Lights starts up on August 27th. And that will be on a Friday night, of course, at 11 o'clock p.m. And we have talks in making that show a 1-hour show this year to spend even more time with the kids and the coaches throughout Southern California. So our season premiere of Friday Night Lights is going to be on August 27th, and glad to report this year that show expands to KVMD as well. So we'll get double the pop on Friday Night Lights. And, you know, if you're ever back in town, we'd love to have you a guest anchor on that show. I think you would really like it. It's kind
I'm all aboard.
It's kind of like our Sports Center show.
Definitely. Give me a ticket. I'm all aboard the paint train.
And you know I'm telling you that, so maybe I can come down and see you play sometime with the Chargers.
We need some fans out there.
You got to be excited about that because the city and the stadium just kind of finalized what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, extensive hours on my part of lobbying San Diego, and I had to go door to door to get these guys to finally settle on something. But fortunately, everybody was listening.
Now you're with, of course, you're with Lee Steinberg,
yes.
A powerful agent and a great person in the sports industry at what he does. Your thoughts? Are you enjoying it so far?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just taking it all in. I mean, with the ups and downs. I mean, there's the combine, there's training, there's all-star games, there's getting signed, there's mini camps. All that stuff is kind of stressful, and it's a good thing I have a good agent like Lee who kind of maps it all out for me, so I'm able to know what I'm going into ahead of time.
You know, as we see that pass being blocked down, and that was a great pass play, and I asked you to think about it, and the crowd, it's a beautiful summer night, and what is your advice? You got parents here watching this game, they'll listen to you on TV. Your advice to the kids trying to get into college?
Well, as far as getting into college for football, I mean, there's a lot of ways you can do it. I mean, guys on my team, I mean, they have scholarships. Some of them don't. Some of them are walk-ons. My school, UCLA, is really good about walk-ons. We give them a lot of opportunities, keep them on. A lot of guys eventually have made the team. Guy Danny Farmer, many people remember. He played for the Bengals.
Yep.
And so there's a lot of opportunities out there. You just, first of all, you have to have the grades. And second of all, you just have to be able to play football. And if not, you can help out in other ways. I mean, there's many ways to get into college.
Who will take your place at defensive end for the Bruins this year? Any idea?
A lot of young guys. I mean, there's a lot of young talent on the team. And since I played for 4 years, I mean, there's a lot of guys who are freshmen and sophomore that are just going to have to step up. So, I mean, it could be any number of guys that are on the defensive line.
Do you remember the first college game that you went to at UCLA as a recruit, and you went down to the Rose Bowl and were on the sidelines? Do you remember that, or did you go to the SC UCLA game, the first one?
No, I didn't go to that. They were pretty exciting. I mean, just it's big time football there, and there's 80,000 people in the stands cheering, and it's hot and everybody's rooting for you, so it's fun. Your eyes get kind of big. I mean, in my hometown, the whole hometown was about 16,000 people, so that multiplied by about 7 is the Rose Bowl, and it gets crazy out there. So it's just a great experience coming from a small town, being able to see what big city life is all about.
And your family is wrapped up in football in a number of angles, aren't they?
Yeah, definitely. I have a twin brother who plays football, and he's just trying to come back from an injury and get into camp somewhere. So hopefully we'll both be playing in the NFL next year.
That would be awesome. What was his injury?
He had a groin problem. It's, I don't know. It's called osteitis pubis. It's like an inflammation of the pubic bone. It takes forever to heal. Wow. So he's just on the warpath trying to rehab it and get back.
Boy, you talk like that. You're a doctor, man.
Well, I mean, I just heard it so much.
Yeah. Yeah.
2nd and 10.
Incomplete pass.
Looks like Morales kind of fell awkwardly on his knee. Hopefully he'll be all right. Limping off the field gingerly.
Travis Bengard in there, number 4 for the South, the
Great
linebacker.
Pressure by number 40.
Yeah, oh man.
Matt McCormick.
I tell you what, the knees just there's Justin Jones once again, who got some cobwebs cleared out after he walked off.
JJ, how many fingers, JJ?
Yeah. He'll be doing some special things at Saddleback College.
I like Clark's little sideburns right there.
Well,
big timer back there with the diamond earring talking on his phone. Too big to watch the game.
Yeah, there you go. 3:40 to go in this game, and after this play, we'll check in on the sidelines with Bobby. And Bobby, you've been very busy down there.
Paul, I wanted to update you on the injury report for Justin Jones. Actually, he just got the wind knocked out of him. He is perfectly okay and is back in playing in the game. And I just wanted to mention I had spoken with him prior to this game about football, and he said he just loves football. Sometimes he gets a little bit nervous, but basically he always just wants to do his best. He is going to be playing with the Saddleback Gauchos coming up in the fall. And I asked him if he was going to miss high school football, you know, and all the excitement of being under the Friday night Night Lights. And he said no, he's not going to miss it a bit. He doesn't care where or when he plays, just the fact that he plays. Back up to you.
Bobby, you always seek out the good-looking young men to go talk to. What's up with that, huh? He's a good-looking guy, and I know that, he's going to be busy up at Saddleback College. I can give my wife a rousing every now and then.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we were talking beforehand for what seemed like hours.
Yeah. I know Paul Del Pizzo was. In this game, of course, you look at the way they came into this game, very excited about it, a lot of build-up to the Orange County All-Star football game. And the papers cover it extensively. I want to thank the Register for putting the coverage in that they have this week on the game. And Steve Fryer and Dan Albano, who do a good job with what they do. And, of course, the LA Times also supplying coverage. And MaxPreps.com. I know Phil Anton definitely wants me to make mention of that. MaxPreps.com. Andy Beal up in Northern California. You know, that's where Max Preps came from, is Northern California.
Yeah, I didn't really put too much stock in those big-time high school recruiting things. I mean, they had a lot of guys at the top of the list, and I was kind of at the bottom. So I'm sure Max Preps is a lot more in-depth than some of the ones that were around when I was
They actually, you know what they do is the great coverage on the stats and teams, and I'm not sure. I don't think they do too much recruiting. Maybe they shifted directions and got out of that. I don't know if they ever did it to begin with, but they are definitely supplying a great service, and I know we tap into that with Friday Night Lights. And you got 3:17 to go. For some reason, the clock stopped. I'm not sure why. And the ball is in the air. And it's incomplete.
Patrick O'Neill, Bishop Beal defending on the play. South takes over on downs. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a reminder to pick up a souvenir from tonight's game. Cap or hat, t-shirt.
So 3:15, and they are going to, I see Phil Anton walking around out there.
He's barely walking.
Yeah, see, I don't know if we can get a shot of him. He's coming over on the 40-yard line right now. Guy in the big yellow shirt who we interviewed earlier. There, look at that knee brace.
Got to be a warrior out there.
Oh, man. Phil, and he's got a good tan. He looks good. He's got that. He was so funny. He goes, Paul, how many cars you guys got in a parking lot over there? You got like 21 cars. I said, Phil, we got a big crew. He goes, you know what? I'm not the guy that tells anybody to move their car anyway. I don't like to be the bad guy.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy who everybody kind of resents.
And I went over to the guy doing the gate and I said, man, I wouldn't want your job. He goes, Paul, I know. Spinning out of trouble and getting a couple extra yards is your man, Matt. Matt Insinius, a Newport Harbor sailor. See this one once again. You said he's a feisty young guy, right?
Oh, yeah. This guy's flinching all over the place.
5'10", 150 pounds, $1.50, huh?
I guess you got to be feisty when you're that size and weight.
You know, I want to ask you, I covered some high school games last year where, you look at these guys and a lot of them are carrying their weight well, but there are some players out there on high school level, it's kind of scary to see how big they are. And your thoughts about that, because you're a big guy, but you hold your weight really well.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in proportion of how they're carrying it. If they got a huge tie around their belly.
Yeah.
And I don't know, got to do some cardio for that. Got to eat some fruit. But I don't know. I mean, kids are growing bigger and bigger nowadays, and
is it scary, you think? I mean, is it?
In a way. I mean, it's always scary out there when you're out there with huge guys on the field. But, I mean, when they're 16, 17, 18 years old, I mean, they're just kids. These guys are just kids.
Hopefully they'll get out of that. Hopefully it's not baby fat. Or maybe it is baby fat, and they're just trying to get out of it. That's number 78 coming over, and that's John Vogel saying, and hopefully he's okay. He's a very good player coming out of El Toro High School.
Maybe it's some of that baby back fat from that ribs eating joint they were eating the other night.
You didn't see any fat on those ribs, man. Those are some good lean ribs.
Those looks nice.
Yeah. And almost getting in for another score is the South, and still on his feet. Holy cow, on the fumble and coming up with Brennan. And Brennan did a good job of staying on his feet, almost getting across that goal line. Got the Diablo sticker right there. So 1:25 to go in this game, and Brennan wants another piece of this thing.
And a 10.
So there's a gain of 10 on that play. Brennan.
Would like to thank Greg Kent Jr., Al Bishop, and Phil Anton for their
has come in and done a good job for his South squad. We'll take a look at this play one more time. Dropped the ball and picked it up and gained 10 yards. Not too bad. So it is 1st and goal now on the 3-yard line. And basically just dropped back and going to let the clock wind down.
What a classy play.
That is a classy play.
Some of my coaches in college would specifically rub the other team's nose in it when it was times like this. Throw a little fake knee, throw it to the end zone. But this is pure class going on.
That's right, exactly. So Coach Rick Curtis, they tried to search over him and get the Gatorade on him, but they missed. He's too elusive. And taking a knee down, that is a class play. And Brennan puts the knee down, and we are winding this sucker down to 18 seconds. And when we come back, we'll tell you who the MVP of the game is, and also we'll wrap this one up. It is a final score of 22-7 for the South. They win it. They increase their wins to 20 now. It was 22-19 coming in. And there's a good look at the coaching staff. And we will be back with more high school football in just a moment.
Look, Yankee 7. How about a fine hand? Players on both teams.
Take advantage of